There's always something that needs a little fixing on Farpoint Farms.
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains, North Carolina. Tonight's a video, educational video. This video showing you how to repack tapered wheel bearings. Tapered wheel bearings, roller bearings, these things are going to exist mostly on trailers, trucks, and older cars and SUVs. These things are still totally useful, still totally good, but most manufacturers have moved on to either press-in bearings or bolt-in bearings, whole bolt-in assemblies, you know, hubs with spindles and everything on them. These old cars like this one here, this little pickup truck, still have it. And about every 10,000 miles I like to repack these. They've been making some noise even after repacking the last time. So what we're gonna do here is take them apart. And I'll show you how to do that real quick, and then we're going to take them over, we'll clean them off with some brake cleaner and repack them. Now if you're wondering what kind of bearing I'm talking about this type of bearing. This is a tapered roller bearing, and it sits inside of a race like this. So I've picked up a new set of these. I've got that inner and outer, and I've also got a new seal for the back of this, because this one, it's on there, on the rotor or drum itself. So in order to take this apart, you may be able to just pull this off. And there we go. Sometimes you'll have to tap it with a hammer. If you do, just kind of tap it on the edge there and it'll knock it loose, spin it around. And you're gonna see this piece right here is like a lock washer. It's held in by a cotter pin. The way to take that off is relatively simple. You're gonna take a pair of needle nose pliers. You're gonna straighten out the pins on that until you can use it. And the way I do it, if you can see here close enough, I'm going to take my pair of pliers, I'm going to stick it right through the loop. Right now I've got that grabbed, and I can take a hammer or a screwdriver and tap down, and this will pull it through the hole. Once I have done that, I've exposed the locking ring, and that's it right there. And it's important that this stay. You need to keep that. And then this is a 24 on my car, but it could be any size. You're just going to want to unscrew that. And this should not be tight, so don't panic if you start to take it apart and it's just finger tight. It's actually how it's going to be. Then I usually wiggle a little bit, and a lot of times there's this big washer right here. And sure enough there is. You can see the grease on there. This is a messy job. You'll notice I have gloves on, although I usually have gloves when I'm working on vehicles at this point in my life because of cancer concerns. But once we have that, we can slide this off, and out comes our inner or outer bearing. And on the inside here, you can see a seal, and the other bearing is in there. The races are installed inside of this. So I'm going to be replacing all this. What we're going to do now is I'll take this over to the table. I'll show you how I get this out, get it back together again. Then we'll repack the bearings, which if you want to just watch that, you can fast forward to the part where I actually show you just how to repack wheel bearings like this. Let's do it. So here we go here. I've got it on the table. I've got my new bearings, again, a new inner, or that's the outer wheel bearing, and I'm gonna grease that up, and here's the race for it, and I'll show you how to beat these out of here. Same with this inside one. These things are almost cute, they're so small. And then we have a brand new seal, so I don't have to worry about damaging the seal when I pop it out. But the first thing I am gonna do is pop that out, so let's do that. Like anything, there's more than one way to do this, but I'm gonna do it this way since I don't have to worry about reusing this. If you're going to reuse this, you wanna be, you know, as delicate as possible, but I'll set that aside. That should be able to remove that, and oh my. Okay, so look at how ugly that is. Yeah. Now, if I were going to reuse these, I would want to clean them and then spin them and listening for abnormal noises, but I want to get all that goo out of there, so I would use brake cleaner and just clean it. If you have a parts washer, of course, that could work as well. In my case, I have not going to reuse these, so I can just set these aside, and you know, maybe I'll keep the best of the four, you know, 2 out of 4 as a spare set in case something catastrophic happens. But really, honestly, these are garbage. All right, the next thing I want to do here is I've got to get my old races out. Now, when you buy a set of bearings, they're going to come with new races. They recommend that you replace them every time you replace it. If you don't have the tools to knock out an old race and knock in the new race, I have on many occasions not replaced the race and been just fine. But for the sake of this video, I will show you. You're just going to want to go down. You're going to want to catch the edge of the race on the bottom here. So this is it sitting in its hole. I'm going to hit it with I'm going to get a chisel and hit it right there on all sides and just kind of push that thing out. And then we use a special tool to insert the new one. And you can see it's coming forward here. You kind of got to hold it at an angle here to get it all the way out. All right, once you've got the old races out, okay, just take some rags here, and we're going to clean this area up. Same thing on the inside. Get that old grease out of there. You can use brake cleaner if you need to. Get the old grease out. Make sure there's nothing there that's going to cause problems. Okay. And we're ready to hammer in our new races here. So what I'm going to do is show you a tool that I got from Harbor Freight, and it is a bearing race install kit, and it's very inexpensive. I think I paid about $9 or $10 for it, so hardly anything at all. And here it is, the U.S. General Bearing Race and Seal Driver Set, item 95853. I would bet a lot that this has changed considerably over the years as far as part numbers go, but I guarantee you that they still sell something very similar to it. This I've had for, oh man, at least 15, maybe 20 years. And this is what it looks like. There's not a lot to it. It's pretty simple. And what we're going to be doing is you just kind of line up and find out which race fits what. And these are fairly small, so hey, there we go. Okay, so that one there is going to fit that perfectly. And let's see about the other one. It's a pretty small one. Look at that. So perfect, right? So here's our two races and our driver. And then you just use this piece here. And screw that. Not a lot to this. I love this little kit. I use this actually far more often to install like cam seals, crank seals, things like that, but it works. This is its intended purpose, is for popping in seals. And what you do if you want to put in a cam seal or something like that, you can flip this thing around and use the flat edge here to tap a seal in. All right, so everything's clean. I want to make sure this area is clean. I'm going to take this. And I'm going to take that, and we're just going to tap it back in. See? And it's in there flush. Beautiful. I'll just flip it around. We'll do the other side. And try to get a better view of it this time. Okay. Switching it over to the small one. Same thing, making sure that that's clean, and it is. I'll slide that in there. Try to keep it centered. You can hear it change pitch as it goes in, and sure enough, there it is. It's in there nicely. And so now we're ready to put in our new grease, and our wheel bearings will be done. This is a very simple job. You're going to pay me, I think it's 1.8, maybe 1.5 to do both of yours if you want me to do it here in town, or you can buy $10 worth of toolkit and you know, the seals to replace, instead of just repacking, to replace these and the seals was $34 for the set, so a whole lot cheaper. All right, let me move the camera and we will repack this. I've got this fuel ox stuff that the company sent me, Infinity Lube. It is set up for chassis fittings, springs, water pumps, bearings. So it is good for bearings. So I'm going to give that a shot. And whatever I don't use on this project, I'm going to put in my grease gun to use for greasing like the tractors and stuff. So let's do it. A couple of things you definitely want to know about repacking wheel bearings. It's messy. It's going to make a god-awful mess. So I've got a couple of rags here. This probably will not be enough. I've got my gloves on. You definitely want to be wearing gloves because the stuff just gets everywhere. And then I've got my grease, and like I said, we're using this Infinity Lube stuff, which is pretty. It doesn't really matter what color this stuff comes out as or what it smells like. Grease is grease, and this is some pretty good stuff. The stuff you're really looking for are these numbers and lettering down here. That just means that it's been certified. It's not so old. It's compliant with basically what they need. This stuff, 650 degrees Fahrenheit minimum. So, I mean, this thing is full meltdown mode if it gets above that, right? All right, to do this job, you are going to take a scoop of it, right? Put it right in your palm. And then what we're going to do is called curling. And just kind of curl it into it, right? I'm rolling the roller bearings, I'm pressing down. And as I'm doing so, that grease is being pushed in there. Hopefully, right? And it's getting into all the cracks and crevices. This step is the same whether you have just finished cleaning one or if this is the first time that you're using a brand new bearing. But you're just kind of pushing it in, see, smashing it, and it's going in between there. And you can tell that it's working because this crack right here is what fills in. You start to see it ooze out the sides, you know that you've done your job. I feel pretty good about that. Yep. All right. Now I'm going to set that down and work on the other one. So here it is clean. There's no grease in the center. Now there's other ways to pack wheel bearings. You can buy a tool, kind of presses down on them, and they work too. But I've never owned one of those. I mean, I've used other people's, just never owned one of my own. Never seen the reason to. This works just fine. Yeah, it's a huge mess. That's okay. Same thing, right? Digging in. All right, here we go with some fresh gloves and some fresh hand towels. I am ready to install the wheel bearing and wheel bearing seal. That's the inner one, right? We're going to do that before we put it on there. So I'm going to maybe just put a little bit of grease in here. Make sure that it's a nicely coated surface. And then I'm going to take one of my inner bearings here and stick that down in that hole. And once it's in there, I might even take a little bit more grease, put it around the outside just to make sure that if any of this burns off, there's plenty more to take its place. It's also going to help this seal go in. Then I've got my seal here. And I want to put that on there. And again, I can use this bearing kit and kind of put it in nice and flat. And that's it. It's in there. So now what I'm going to do is flip this thing over, put a little more grease on this side as well. Okay, take one of my inner bearings, or outer bearings, I'm sorry, and put that in there. Stick that down in the hole like so. Maybe just a wee bit more grease for that as well. This is excessive. You don't necessarily have to use this much grease. You know, sometimes I see techs that just pack the bearing and that's all they put in there. I kind of like to have extra in there, and I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but you're in there and why not, right? All right, we're ready to move back over to the wheel and put this thing back on. You're going to be amazed at how loosely this thing gets installed. Okay, so I've got it all ready to go on there. I'm going to take one thumb, put it right like that, and slide this thing back on. Of course, if your brakes need to be adjusted, now is the good time to do that. But if we were talking about a trailer, there's really nothing left to do but go ahead and reinstall everything. Got some grease around here, that's okay. This will have a notch. If you notice, look real closely there, that has a notch as well. Line those two up, slide it in, and we're ready to tighten down our bolt. or nut, I'm sorry. Man, I'm having all kinds of language issues today. There you go. And then you're going to use your socket here. In this case, it's a 24. Tighten that down. And it's going to tighten. In fact, sometimes I might even go beyond what it calls for. Right, so there's tight. I'm going to get a ratchet and I'm going to tighten this just a little bit, and then loosen it up, and I'll show you the final step. So over the years I've found that sometimes there might be something in the way there, and so tight really isn't tight. So I'm tightening it with this. This is way too tight for these bearings. I'm doing so in case there was something caught and it just wasn't right. Then I'm going to loosen it off till it was finger tight again. You can see. And I'm going to tighten it until it stops moving under normal pressure. I'm not even going crazy with this thing. Just normal hand pressure, not like just normal. See how easy it is? And that's how tight you want it. Isn't that scary? Like, I feel like that's scary, but that's the way it works. So our last step is going to be installing that piece here. Our last few steps, I should say. We have our cotter pin. We're going to install that down. Right, and then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to curl the ends of that so that it doesn't come off accidentally. There we go. Right, and then I have my dust cap, cleaning anything out of that. Right, and I'm ready to install that, and that just gets on there. And you might have to tap on it. And that's it. That is how you repack or replace wheel bearings on trailers and on older style cars that have tapered roller bearings. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to FuelOx for sending me the grease and the fuel products to test out. I'll be making more videos of those as I need them. I don't just waste chemicals, but I'll let you know in about 5,000 or 10,000 miles how well it's holding up. Till next time, my friends, take care.